Hi YouTube, Sad Womble here. Even by my standards, this one's going to be a bit divisive. At a basic level, what are women actually for? Um, and I mean at a really fundamental level. And the answer is obviously is completely obvious. It's the same as in the whole animal kingdom. A woman's job is to reproduce. Then comes the question, what is a man's job? Well, again, we need only look no further than any just about of the animal kingdom, excluding seahorses. Seahorses have a bit of a different time of it, but we'll leave those for another conversation. The man's job is to provide for the woman, and then the woman bears the children, looks after the children, and then the children run off and fly free. It's just like the Lion King, basically. Um, I have to disclaimer at this point, I've not seen The Lion King. All I know about The Lion King is the Elton John video. Um, but yeah, at a basic level, that's the job of the man and the woman. The woman has children, the man provides. Now, if we put this into 2013 human terms, this means that the woman stays home and has the kids, looks after the kids, brings the kids up, and lets them fly and be free at the age of 16, 18, 21. The man, meanwhile, goes out, does stuff, and brings in money, goods, services to the home to make the woman and the children happy little soldiers, and everything's right with the world. This is indeed how society worked since Mr. and Mrs. Ugg got together in the Stone Age and thought, wouldn't it be quite nice if we both shared a campfire together? Until feminism kicked in the 1970s. There's a few niggles, between Stone Age man and Germaine Greer's era. A few niggles, but on the whole, that's kind of how it worked. Even right up to the 1960s, the traditional thing was the man would go home, the man would go to work, and the woman would stay at home and raise the kids. Okay, so now we have our boundaries of how normal, in speech marks, society operates. Women stay at home, raise kids, don't bring in any money. All money, goods and services are provided by the man. Okay, that is the norm. That's the status quo. What happened with feminism? Very simply, the women went, you know what? We're bored doing that. We just can't be bothered looking after the house anymore. We don't want to stay at home and raise the kids anymore. We want to do our own thing. And you know what? I have absolutely no problem with that. None at all. However, what they then said was, you know what, men? We want what you've currently got. And by the way, we've only just emerged, but we want half. We want it exactly like you've had it. You know how it's been like this since Mr. Ugg? And then we've had a few niggles, and here we are in 1960s, 1970s. You can just forget that. That's just a blip. That's just a tiny bit of a blip. What you actually want on day one is everything. Yeah, now I'm a man, and I can see a small bit of unfairness with that. A woman, the general concept is, that the woman wants everything. But she doesn't want to do the home thing. The irony is now that when the man tries to do the home thing, the man is looked down upon. What's also amusing is the old adage of what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. That's how it works with money and women. If a man earns money, for example, in Mr. Ugg to 1960, a man earns money, he has to give his money to the woman. Now, she doesn't just spend it on clothes for the kids and food for the table. No, she used to spend it on pretty things and trinkets and baubles for herself. Women used to have shoes before, consumerism was born, before Sex in the City. Women still had shoes. Who paid for those shoes? Well, that was the men that did that. The men gave the women money, and the women bought things that they wanted, not just for the kids, but that they wanted. Now, reverse the roles. Here we are in 2013. Women are thanks to the wonders of affirmative action, misguided affirmative action in my view, but affirmative action nonetheless, women are now getting higher qualifications, college degrees, they are doing work. Women are now outperforming men. They are getting college degrees higher than men. They're getting salaries higher than men. They're getting all the divorce money, etc., 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 which basically means the women have got all the cash. Okay, not a problem, you might think, because the men, they can just sit back and say, right, okay, tell you what, I actually quite fancy staying at home and looking after the kids. That's just fine. So if you want to toddle off, dear, and earn all the money, give it to me. Tell you, I don't need shoes, but what I need is video games and car parts. So you just give me all your money and I'll buy video games and car parts. You can pay for all the kids' stuff and all the food on the table. That'll be just fine, won't it? And you know what? Women aren't totally keen on this concept. They see it as the patriarchy fighting back and it's misogyny. No, that's called that's called how it is. One side stays at home, the other side goes to work. If both sides want to go to work, that's totally cool. Right. So this brings us back to what are women actually for? Now, if you think about this, women are actually, geared up, as I say, to breed. So, but if you take that fact away, well, what good are women to men? What good is a woman to a man if the woman doesn't want to breed? The answer is not a lot, because a man is quite capable of, with his friends possibly or through business, a man can build a house, a man can wire a house, a man can make things and do things, a man can learn to cook, a man can, basically, as we know, men built the world. Women didn't build the world, women inhabit the world, men built it. So a woman's job is to breed, a man's job is to provide. And a man can provide whether there's a woman there or not. It's very, very simple. And the problem, and the reason women continue to inhabit the cave is because they say to the man, tell you what, provide me with the right stuff and whoo, your luck could be in tonight, sunshine. Now, of course, basically all the women are going, you know what? No, 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 no. My body is my temple. I'm not going to let you touch. Oh, you've touched me. Rape. Ah! So men are no longer really able to get that which they wanted, which now brings me back, as I say, to what are women actually for in the world of men? And I have to say, in 2013, there really isn't much use for a woman except to breed, because let's face it, she's not going to keep your house nice for you. She's not going to look pretty for you because, oh, I look pretty for myself. I don't look pretty for you, you sad male loser. And she's going to take your kids. And when she gets bored with you. So if you're too exciting, you're probably spending all the money. If you're not exciting enough, she'll get bored and leave you. So what possible use is a woman in the 21st century, especially as these days they want to be a career woman until their looks have faded. So basically, until their looks have faded and they're no longer past child-rearing age, they're not interested in men. They're not interested in settling down at all. So what use is a woman to a man? Makes you think. Fantastic, this patriarchy lark, isn't it? It's all set up for men. Well, I'll tell you what. If it's set up for men, I'd hate to see what it's like if it wasn't. Oh dear, that's right. I am seeing what that's like. Welcome to 2013. Sad Womble out.